Living there. Hey, actor and comedian D.L. Hughley sparking outrage online with his recent rants against black conservatives in general. Hughley saying this, quote, Ben Carson is just a Herman Cain who can hold a scalpel instead of a pizza cutter, end quote. Did you ever notice you never see black conservatives at the same time? I'm pretty sure they're all one dude. Would that kind of language be tolerated if it were being targeted at a liberal? Radio talk show host Larry Elder's been going back and forth with the comedian, and he sparked his own backlash when he tried to challenge Hughley on Twitter. Larry, welcome. What is your response to the rants about blacks and conservatives and Ben Carson and Herman Cain? And why did you choose to go back at the comedian?
Well, it's typical. You know, you can still malign black people if they are conservatives. And that's how they get that 95% monolithic black vote, by maligning black conservatives as evil the way they malign Republicans as evil. And D.L. Hughley is your basic, not very well informed Hollywood lightweight who weighed in on Herman Cain and Clarence Thomas, and I got sick of it. And I asked him to name one thing that black conservatives are advocating, whether it's vouchers, whether it's securing the borders so that there isn't competition against black people in the inner city from illegal workers, whether it's supporting low taxes to increase the economy. Name something, I said to him, that black conservatives are advocating that you think is bad or is evil or counterproductive. He had nothing, Brian, just put downs and slights, calling people Uncle Tom and bootlickers and ass kissers and that kind of thing. That's all he can do.
Right. You're not walking around saying race relations in the world and in America are perfect. What you're just trying to say is these are my beliefs. This is what I say. And to be honest, Larry, you're extraordinarily successful on TV as well as radio. You must laugh at a guy that was canceled in 8 seconds on CNN.
You know, Brian, what really I think took the thing to DEFCON 1 is I pointed out a fact about the Ferguson report that ticked him off. In Ferguson, 67% of the city, as you know, is black. 85% of the traffic stops, black. 18-point gap. However, in your town, New York, Brian, 23% of the city is black, 55% of the stops are black, a 32-point gap. Now, why aren't we marching on Times Square in New York? And the answer is we shouldn't be marching on Ferguson either. The fact is that according to the National Institutes of Justice, that's the research arm for the DOJ, Brian, they looked at traffic stops and race in 2013. 3 out of 4 blacks said, yeah, they stopped me for legitimate reasons, and it turns out that every traffic offense, whether it's DUI or speeding or driving without a seatbelt, blacks are more likely to commit those offenses. So there are reasons. You can't talk about arrest unless you're talking about behavior and crime, and the left doesn't want to do that. That's why the Ferguson report is a farce. I pointed that out. D.L. Hughley did not like it and went to DEFCON 1 after that.
All right, Larry, this is why you don't need a co-host. You can handle the whole thing yourself. And Larry, where do we listen to you today?
LarryElder.com, LarryElder.com. Brian, thank you so much for that. 3 to 6 Pacific time, LarryElder.com.
All right, he's one of the best in the business. Thanks, Larry.